the Unfiltered Film Club. So, we just watched Wicked for Good. And it's a good thing that we did because y'all have already gotten the ball rolling. It's already the hot topic. We didn't start it off sprinting. Like,
spoilers everywhere. TikTok, I haven't seen the whole movie already. Like, excuse me? You guys need to chill.
I'm cracking up because like one of the first like reviews I saw when we started like looking at our socials was someone saying I'm on my second time watching it and this is like opening weekend. It's like damn girl.
Today is like what, day 4 I think or something. Like come on.
Yeah, y'all are on it, but we are here to give you our thoughts, what we thought on the movie. So, what did you think?
For starters, I have been changed for good.
Yeah.
Having not known what goes down in Wicked, not knowing what to expect for part 2, I loved it. I really did. I loved the acting. I thought the background, like everything was so beautiful. Only thing that kind of threw me was there wasn't a lot of dancing in part 2. There was like a lot in part 1. There was a lot of songs in part 2, but there was like no dancing.
Yeah. It was a little bit more action and showmanship.
Yeah.
If that's the word I'm looking for. Like,
which
we saw there was a lot of storyline going on with the music, with the songs.
Which is cool and all. I liked it. It's just like for somebody who the musicals that I like, they always involve dancing, right? Mm-hmm. So then when you're just like instead of talking and you're just singing and looking at it, it just is like a little funny to me. So like
you're singing in like Storming the Castle or something.
Well, but okay, so I'm thinking about like when Elphaba and Fiyero were having their little moment, right? They're like
God.
Like, you know,
Can
they're
just
singing to each other.
Can I say that was like the parable moment to when Nessa was like, me and Bach. Like that felt that way. That was so hard to watch.
It wasn't hard, and I started laughing. Like I really needed to control myself.
I don't think the audience liked that. That's probably what got you checked by that white lady.
It probably was. It probably was because he was in her face, and it was like a serious moment, and he just like hits this high note, and I was like, okay.
And then she said something about I'm ready to get wicked or something. Fucking
oh, for the first time I feel wicked. Elfie, no. But that's the only, like, for somebody who's not into musicals, not I wouldn't say not into musicals, but like for somebody who isn't too into musicals, that was the only thing that was kind of throwing me. And yeah, that probably, because I did have an experience with a Karen watching the movie. She was sitting next to me, and I just want to preface this with, she was crying for every song, okay? Like every single song. By the 3rd song, I was like, okay, well, I guess we're free to do
die-hard fan. Like,
I was like, I guess we're doing whatever we want to do in this theater, okay? So there were some things that were shocking me, and I would be like, what? Like, wow. And she told me to keep my voice down, right?
She's like, she disrupted like the whole row with this conversation that she decided to engage in.
Okay, and then
to keep it down.
But my favorite part though was like maybe 3-4 scenes after she said this, the whole theater was like reacting and clapping and cheering and booing and like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was like, go tell them. But yeah, you're right. I probably deserved it for that moment. But it was just that one moment.
I'm just thinking about how everyone else was like into it. Like they were cheering on. And I think I get it, especially for people who I guess know the story already. Like they knew to expect like Elphaba and Fiyero, so they were rooting for that moment. But the moment was so cringe and just not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some passion.
It's not even that.
Not even like inappropriate, but just something that made me feel something, and that did not do that.
Well, what I have to say was it's hard to root for them when Elphaba done took Glinda's man, number 1. Mm-hmm. But number 2, at the end of the day, it was just a high note. Like I was into it, I was feeling it, I was okay with it all. But then when he was in her face trying to have this serious, intimate moment, and he just hits that high note. I was like,
it should have been like a low note. It was
like a call back to Dancing to Life note.
Yeah, okay, I did peep that one. I was like, how did I like that? Sounded familiar. Yeah,
but I was like,
not well placed.
Fiyero, maybe not now.
I don't know, not the moment. And speaking of I'll take your man, crazy moment. I I forgot. Apparently, I forgot the complete second half of the play. Mind you, I was like, what, 10, 11 or something? Like, young. So I think after Defying Gravity, I didn't care. Like, after we came back from intermission, I was probably over it now that I remember more of that night. So I think I need to start saying that is my favorite play up until Defying Gravity. Because I forgot the whole second half where, and they kind of did this in the movie too, all of the songs kind of invert. It becomes Galinda saying, I'm not that girl. And then what's the other? Oh, and then I also heard we were just playing the Wonderful song when she's like telling Galinda that we could defy gravity. Like they're doing the defy gravity part again. And this time she's telling Alphaba we could do all the things you dreamed of doing. And in the first one, it was Alphaba telling Galinda, come with me. We can, change the world. So I thought that was pretty cool. But
I will say that's my favorite part about Wicked. I love like we're coming full circle. We always come back to it. Like towards the end. I mean, we have spoilers in here too, even though we were just ragging on the spoilers. But anyway, that part. Spoiler alert. The part where I think it was towards the end when they're singing Unlimited, but then Elphaba goes, I'm limited. I was like, I know it.
It's kind of, and I saw that. I think I kept telling you, I was like, this, I don't know how they're gonna do this, because like the second part, because I also read the book, and so in the book it's like so fucking depressing and sad. I was like, I wonder how they're gonna do this, and they really took it there with that. Like it actually was devastating of a story. Like
it was a tragedy. Yeah, I definitely got those eyes. I cried for sure. I was like boo-hooing. Like I was really trying my best to keep it together. It was like they just kept coming and coming during the "I've Been Changed for Good" song. Yeah, I don't know. And
that was a really sweet moment.
It was so beautiful. But as like a viewer, as it was really hard to like root for Elphaba in the second half, because I had an expectation of like, I don't know, like war, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was gonna go to bat for these animals, and there was gonna be more of her fight to free the animals. Is what I was expecting from it, but I wasn't really expecting like the love twist. Which was nice, you know what I'm saying? But like I just had a different idea. Like I thought we would see more like push and pull.
Yeah, and I keep referring back to the book because I guess it's the original text. But there is so much more of that in the book, obviously, and I'm realizing that both the movie and the play had to like adapt all of that storyline into something that was going to flow well, and so. Yeah. They changed it up to that, and what I was getting to when I was saying that I didn't really pay attention to that second act of the play was that I realized that all of the events of Wicked for Good did happen in the play, where they do show that Galinda and Fiero were engaged, and he goes after Alphaba. And I completely forgot that. So when that happened in the movie, like it took me, I was pissed.
She was pissed.
Because it's not, like I don't know what's my attachment to the storyline of the book. I guess because it's like the full, like detailed storyline of the story. Like we get all the details. So knowing that that's not how it went in the book, I'm kind of attached to that storyline. And seeing it this way, seeing that friend betrayal like that. And she didn't even, I think that's the part that got me. She didn't bat an eye at the portrayal. Like she she first of all, she was storming the wizard's office or whatever during Galinda's wedding. I'm sure she didn't care about that in the first, but like this was Galinda's moment, and you kind of saw the parable of her doing her activism under, like, while Galinda's walking down the progression line trying to get married, and she blows all that shit up, and then she takes her man and what was it? Like what was the part?
The Underground Railroad or no?
No, I was just thinking about, like, I think there was like a moment where they, like, it was like a face off, and she didn't, like, there was no like sorrow or remorse towards Galinda. Like they were face to face, and it's like
after the house fell.
Yeah. She didn't regret it at all, and so I want to. She was just riding for Fiero so hard. I have been conflicted all day because I've been going back and forth like all day. Like I'm like, how Elphaba, why? Like what's going on? I'm starting to understand more that it was
like her insecurity. I don't really feel like she was like goo goo gaga for Fierro. I do think that she saw him, she liked him, you know, she thought he was cute or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but she didn't think anything of it because I now through TikTok have understood that there's a 5-year gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I didn't know it was that long, right? So then it's like
they didn't really convey that because I feel like from our point of view, they kind of pick up sort of where they left.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It seemed to me like it had been maybe a couple months. Like it didn't give 5 years for starters. Like there was no indicator. Like all the animals were like the same age. I don't know. Like it just wasn't really. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is that Elphaba never really had anybody like her, let alone want her. So when this guy that she did find cute and helpful and charming is into her, then it's like, you know, I like him. But then it makes me wonder, like, is it that she likes him because he likes her? Like, that is that more of the pull? Like, she maybe didn't inherently mean to do Glinda dirty, but, you know, because this was his choice, but the fact that she accepted it and went along with it, and
without
then
a second glance,
and then in this adaptation ran off with him. Like, huh?
Yeah.
We faked our death so we can run off with our best friend's man because you feel seen. Like,
yeah.
It just makes
me out of it.
Makes it really hard to root for the Green Witch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do still like. I still love, you know, the Good Witch and Elphaba. They, you know.
Yeah. I like what she stands for, you know, the animals and their liberation. Everybody have liberation and be treated as they are somebody. Yeah. No matter what color they are.
It's one hell of a story. One hell of a tragedy. Like, it's tragic friends. It's tragic lovers. It's a tragic individual experience. It's a tragic family. Like, there's so much tragedy in it, and it makes me go back to the first movie when they called Nessa like tragically beautiful or something like that. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the theme here. I'm into it. I am glad that Ariana Grande popped my wicked cherry, you know, and I get to experience it this way. But I definitely am gonna have to go back and force myself to read that god-awful, wordy book. But I will do it because the story is good. I'm not saying the story is god-awful, but the word.
Let me tell you, I've never finished that book, like, with my own two eyes, like, reading it, just reading the words. I don't think that will ever happen for me. Because I wanted to make the parables with the movie and the play and the book, I listened to it. I, like, forced it down. But it is so hard because it's just on a biblical level of verbiage.
It is.
Like, what the fuck are you saying?
It's a thick book to be doing all that too.
It is.
But there's like a bunch of books. There's like a Return to Oz. There's this. There's that. I'm like, I did not know there was so much. What do they call it? Fan fiction. Yes. The Wizard of Oz. I did not know.
I think that's what I love so much about it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's day one when I cracked that book open when I was younger. I think I just always loved the fantasy and just that faraway land, and then learning that there was so much to like the other what seemed like side character stories.
Yeah.
And I saw someone post that they didn't like that, or a lot of people apparently did not like that Dorothy wasn't a bigger part of the story. But I actually really loved that element of it. I loved how it was like we were just missing those moments. Like,
me too.
Dorothy just came through. Like, oh yeah, Dorothy in the house. She's already on the yellow brick road, and we're kind of getting to pan the camera to what was going on with the other, like I said, seemingly side characters. I thought that was really cool. Like, that's like my whole gig with all of these different like storylines, like with Wicked, and I don't know if you guys know the books. There's like another book series that's like Dorothy Kills or something like that. She's like evil. That's like my favorite part about all of these like spin-offs is we're panning to the other side of the stories.
Yes.
Like, what else is going on? What I really want to get into is the wizard story. I want to know where this man came from. What's in his little green bottle?
What is in there?
Why is Elphaba green? Like, I really want to get deep into that. Probably, I think, what's his name? The one that does the Wicked books. I think those books get into that.
I believe it. I also want to I felt like we fell a little short with Nessa. Like, she just all of a sudden was like, I'm the Wicked Witch of the East.
I feel like they actually explained that pretty well. We kind of got to see that insecurity that she had in the first movie, and then when we kind of went right into that moment where Bach pretty much rejected her.
Yeah.
And like he was like, "Oh, I'm free to go."
Yeah,
Bet,
but
I'm
she
gonna go get my girl.
accidentally did it. You know, like she accidentally turned him into the Tin Man.
She was trying to hurt him though.
She was trying to hurt him, but like she didn't know what she was doing.
She didn't know what she was doing.
So then like for her to accidentally read this book and then be like, "I'm the Wicked Witch of the East," like what, girl? Like they never even really made it like a Wicked Witch of the West. You know, like they didn't really like pay too much attention to like the Wicked Witch of the West verbiage. So then it just felt like a last minute like let's just slap on this Wicked Witch of the East.
They were already calling Elphaba wicked, and Nessa was already battling with that. That was like that first scene with Nessa too, where she was like battling with coming off as wicked like her sister.
Yeah, but the only time they really like in the first movie, no one mourns the wicked, like wicked. And the only time she ever says anything about the Wicked Witch of the West, she doesn't even say that. She just says, "If you care to find me, look to the western sky."
Yeah.
That's it. There's
she never claimed being
right.
wicked.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like she never claimed being the Wicked Witch of the West. But then it just felt like they had to slap on Wicked Witch of the East for the Wizard of Oz storyline. It just didn't feel like to me it didn't really like.
I felt like they explained that really well
well
because we saw that moment of like complete like Nessa finally got it through her mind that Bach was not going. And her world shattered. I don't know why her world shattered for this Munchkinlander. I don't mean that derogatorily, but
it's the same thing. The sisters are the same because he wanted her, she wanted him.
Yeah, because of their insecurities. But you just seeing that moment where like her world was shattered over this one man, God bless her soul. That's where the evil took over. That's where she put in that order. Like soon as she was like, "Yeah, you could go," and then she put in the order that Munchkinlanders can't go nowhere.
I'm not saying I don't see it. I just felt like
it was rushed.
It was rushed. I was gonna say like she could have just had like a minute or two, like a little bit more dialogue. Like maybe I am wicked. You know what? It just could have been more drama in it. It just felt like the Wicked Witch of the East. Now we're gonna drop the house. Like you know what I mean? Like it just felt like rushed. To watch it. Like to me, I felt like Nessa deserved a little bit like more in her Wicked Witch of the East moment.
Especially with the way she played her role. I loved it. I loved like the parable with like the Queen of Hearts with and then even like with the lip, I felt like they did. It kind of gave off with your head.
It did. I'm here for all that. Like I see all that. I just felt like if she would have had a little bit more.
Yeah. Y'all could have went ahead and like went for that extra hour like y'all pretty much did with the first one. Y'all could have.
Was this one shorter?
Actually, it is, and there's a director's cut.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
Hand me that for both of them. Run it. Give me that.
There is a director's cut, so I am curious to see what what that entails. Because it's just such a in-depth story, and they just try to convey so much.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was going to say.
It was difficult.
When you talked about Dorothy, I agree with you. I love what they did with Dorothy because when I was watching the first one, like I said, I didn't know what's going on, right? So like I was putting pieces together myself of the timeline, like really working my brain, when I first watched it. So then seeing this one, you see the timeline of like, oh, Dorothy arrives at this point and then they do this and then, all this is happening. But it makes me giggle a little bit because the whole time that they're singing Changed for Good, Dorothy is just locked up in the dungeon, which is kind of funny. It's a little bit funny.
I know she had to be confused because Galinda was the one that gave her the shoes in the first place and sent her on this damn journey. That's why I was like, Galinda was your op all along, sister. That was my theory.
Which brings me back to this other point where I'm seeing this discourse of like Galinda is not good. Like she was not a good person. But they're saying she's not good for things like that, like giving her the shoes and then bringing her, like forcing her to go there.
That was like a big overarching theme of the movie. Like everyone's nuanced. There is no good, there is no bad, but you're gonna be like labeled either way.
Well, no, I thought that the Grimoire only opens for people who are good.
This is true.
And at the end, so that's why they're saying like she wasn't
Grimoire's
good.
Logic like foolproof because it opened for Nessa, it opened for Madame Morrible at one point.
Wait, did it open for Nessa or did Nessa open it?
Well, you can't open it without it opening for you. So she opened it and started reading spells that she ain't know nothing about.
I thought she like
and
forced
it's kind of weird because there's like that is like the lore of the Grimoire, but yeah, at that point she had evil intent. So
yeah.
I don't know how that book opened for her. Little loopholes.
Well, but that's what Okay, so is it that it opens for you and you know how to read it? Then you're good. Because she opened it and didn't know how to read it and fucked herself over.
Yeah.
Right? Galinda at the end, it opens for her and she's able to read it.
I think in the book, you can actually read it when you are good.
Right,
when you have
okay.
pure intentions.
So that's what they're saying, that in the beginning Glinda wasn't good. She was just, putting on this facade of being good.
I think she was.
But then she
Glinda's always
turns
been
good.
green. No pun intended.
She's
just,
they all have like
naive.
a similar insecurity, like
yeah,
this want and desire to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nessa had her way of embodying that, so did Elphaba, and then there was Glinda's way of being nice and everybody will love you,
overcompensating for her lack of magical capabilities.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful story. Like, I forever am changed for good. Like, I love it. Yeah.
I'm so glad you love it so much.
Yeah.
It was really cool to experience this with you.
Yeah.
But that just kind of clicked for me that, she is trying to be this nice public figure because she doesn't have the powers, and that was like her song, like popular. She's singing about that. She's like, did these like diplomats have brains or knowledge? Like,
Don't make me laugh.
They were popular.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like that's her like her thought process, like that's her dharma, if you will. Like that's what she believes.
Yeah.
Is that to be good is to be liked.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I don't know, it was really beautiful, really beautiful.
Yeah.
Watching the movie, it makes you think about all the people who come into your life and leave your life, and the relationships and the friendships and the connections you make. Like, it's true. Like, since you meet someone, like, you will be changed for good, whether it's because of a positive situation or a negative situation. Like, you will always be changed for good. Maybe now you're more guarded and it protects you, or like, maybe now you're more open and that's helping you. Like, it
what do they call that? The butterfly effect. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this happened, and so now your life is taking this trajectory.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Beautiful story.
Yeah.
Loved it. I just wish that the girls didn't have to, it wasn't because of a
It
man.
was so jarring.
But alas,
what is happening?
I was very thrown off by that, but don't get me wrong, I still loved it.
Every time Elphaba was like, Fiera, I was like, what the
Fiera? And she hit that fucking note for him. I said,
she was hurting. Splice those together. Okay, so the camera says we're done, so we're done. But no, I'm just so glad that we got to experience this from beginning to end, and it's really cool that the movies got like this whole full circle thing, and then like it kind of coincided with our friendship full circle thing, because she put me onto Ariana Grande years ago when she was just doing like impressions, yes. And then I'm telling her like about Wicked, and I had been waiting like bated breath as soon as I heard the rumors on Facebook in like 2011, I think.
Facts.
Way back. So it was just really crazy that we both had these separate interests and they came together to make a movie so incredible as this. And then the visuals, real quick, the visuals were freaking, I could not believe my eyeballs. So beautiful. Just, I feel like even better than the first one, but just so unreal. So unreal. So this was really amazing. Thank you to the creators of Wicked and the cast. We love you so much. Bye. Till next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right.